السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم. أما بعد، عن عمران بن الحسين رضي الله عنه قال: سمعت رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يقول: ما بين خلق آدم إلى قيام الساعة خلق أكبر من الدجال. رواه Muslim. It is narrated by Imran ibn Husayn radiallahu ta'ala anhu that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, there has not been from the creation of Adam alayhi salam until the day of judgment a creation which is greater in terms of its fitna, in terms of its trial, than Dajjal. In this hadith, the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam has very clearly and explicitly told us the great fear that should come to our heart when we hear of this term, ad-Dajjal. And he has told us the greatest fitna, the greatest trial that mankind will ever face. Now, one thing that we should fear is that the Prophet ﷺ also told us that there was not a single prophet, ﷺ, and we know that at least thousands have come on the face of the earth. Not a single prophet came except that he used to warn his nation about ad-Dajjal, about this great deceiver that will come at the end of times. And we know that the Prophet ﷺ is the last of all prophets. So we know that ad-Dajjal is supposed to come at the time when his ummah will be alive. And the Prophet ﷺ has also given us many signs through which we can know the general times when Dajjal will be around. And one of the most obvious signs is that ad-Dajjal, deception, that things being the opposite to what they appear to be, that will be the way society will run. And that's exactly what we see today. And so there are many ahadith talking about ad-Dajjal, talking about his fitna, his trials. And from those ahadith, we should honestly become scared and afraid, first and foremost, for our own selves and for our children and our progeny. Because it comes to the point that the Prophet ﷺ actually told us, whoever hears that the Dajjal has come out, then he should stay away from him. One might think that I have strong iman, I have confidence in my faith, I'm not going to run away, I'm going to go and face him. But no, the hadith mentions that if you hear of him, you should run away from him. Because it will be such that a person will believe that they have the strongest of iman. They will go to him, yet he will start presenting doubts to them. He will start performing miracles, etc., to the point where he will doubt and he will actually fall into kufr and he will follow the Dajjal. So we realize this is not a joke. This is a matter about which many authentic ahadith are narrated from the Prophet ﷺ. And the scariest part is that there are many great senior ulama and some who, from whom I've heard with my own ears, that they have clearly, explicitly stated that the fitna of Dajjal, the test of Dajjal, is already out. Yes, Dajjal himself may not have come out. However, we know from the ahadith as well that before Dajjal, the groundwork will be laid for Dajjal to come. The system will be laid for Dajjal to come out. And so, I have heard from ulama myself, and this is something that inshallah we will see for ourselves, that this is a reality, that the fitna of Dajjal is already here. You know, the amount of fasad that is going on in the earth, the amount of people who are leaving the fold of Islam, the amount of doubts that are being pushed out there, the amount of deception that there is out there, there should be no doubt in anyone's mind who really reads these ahadith and tries to understand and tries to apply them in real life. There should be no doubt in his mind that this fitna has already come to place. It's only a matter of time before he comes out. Other great ulama have said that every single minor sign has already been fulfilled. It's only a matter of time before the major signs are going to come. So this is, if you think about it, this is a huge, major point in the history of the entire world, the entire mankind. This is the beginning of the end. And we are most possibly, again, we cannot say in sure terms, but looking at the signs, there's a reason that the Prophet ﷺ gave us the signs in the first place. It is so that we can look at them and know what is to come. And so we need to prepare ourselves. How do we prepare ourselves? There are many things the Prophet ﷺ has given us. One of the most important of them being Surah Al-Kahf. Now, Surah Al-Kahf is not just some magic words that you say that you get some sort of special shield around you. Of course, there is that element of the barakah of the words of Allah, the power of the words of Allah, that there will be a means of protection. But on top of this, there is a reason, a special reason that Allah Ta'ala has chosen Surah Al-Kahf to be that surah that will protect against Dajjal. And the ulama explain that the meanings in Surah Al-Kahf, the spiritual benefits that we get from Surah Al-Kahf by pondering on the meanings, those are actually the things, if we ponder on them and we bring them into our life, that will actually protect us from this greatest trial of Ad-Dajjal. And so it is for that reason that inshallah here in this very masjid, you don't have to go anywhere else. In this very masjid, inshallah, we will have a detailed seminar from on Thursday, inshallah, on the 25th, which we know is Christmas Day. Most of us would be off on that day, so we have some free time. We should make it a point to clear out that evening from Salat al-Maghrib, 4:30, until after Isha, 9:30, maybe 10 o'clock, we will wrap up. So about 5 hours, we should completely lock those days and dedicate it for the purpose of learning about this great fitna. Because we know that we have to prepare ourselves for this. If he's not going to come out in our lifetime, he will come out in the lifetime of our children, our grandchildren, or some generation after. But we have to think about our generations. First, we have to prepare ourselves, but we also have to make effort on our generations that inshallah this is passed down, that nobody from my generations inshallah should fall into the fitna of Dajjal, and everyone should die upon Iman, and until the Day of Judgment our progeny should remain Muslims. This is a fikr and a constant effort that we have to make. We can only do this if we know what the actual fitna is and what the solutions that are given to us are in Surah Al-Kahf. So again, I request everyone, inshallah, take out some time. This Thursday, right here in this masjid, inshallah, we will have a very special presentation. I'm doing a lot of research, looking into a lot of ahadith and a lot of the speech of the ulama on this topic. So request everyone to come and join and benefit, inshallah. Again, this Thursday, from Salat al-Maghrib onwards, inshallah, we dedicate ourselves for this purpose. May Allah protect us all from this great fitna of Ad-Dajjal. Finally, we know the dua of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, وَنَعُوذُ بِكَ مِن فِتْنَةِ الْمَسِيحِ الدَّجَّالِ. May Allah grant us all tawfiq wa akhir da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Subhanallah bihamdi, subhanakallahumma bihamdik. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk.